We are back, everybody, for another Pokemon Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle. Today we're taking on Jimmeh, or Jimmeh, as he goes off, goes by on Twitch sometimes. Well, I mean, we call him Jimmy, but it's spelled Jimmeh, but, you get the point. We battled him before. He's been in the Showdown Live with us, with Bubble. So back-to-back Wi-Fi battles with the crew, as you can call them, I guess. This was just, we just battled on stream, and, you can honestly say we didn't even do OU. I mean, he has one OU mine. I have two. I think last year's OU still. I think it's UU actually. I don't know that actually, but it's just a fun battle. As you can see, he has Persimmon. Nobody on this planet uses that. He has a freaking Golisopod, which isn't bad. It's a good Pokemon. He's got a freaking Decidueye, which you don't see ever either. Zygarde, which I have not seen in a long time. The Krosmo, of course, is always fun. I like using it. But you can look at my team. I got a freaking Combuskin. Combuskin is the greatest of all time. This is actually my. I mean, this team has been edited. I've actually been using a Circuitry over the Vikavolt with Air Balloon. Just for Outclass, I think it's a lot better. It's for the speed boost. But Combuskin, of course, does get speed boost, and is my baton pass user. So I can hopefully get a baton pass up on that Decidueye or the Persimmon, or well, really just Decidueye is the only one I can. Maybe the I mean, that's pretty much it. It's the only thing I can get a baton pass up on. So because his stupid Golisopod can put up pressure. But anyway, so the whole idea is to try to sweep with something, whether it's the Celesteela or not the Circuitry, the Vikavolt. The Vikavolt's actually running an Assault Vest with max speed, so it's just running enough, just to be able to sponge a hit while it comes in with Baton Pass, because it doesn't have sub or anything. It's not like Scolipede where it gets sub. But I wanted to use kind of like a Baton Pass thing, but I was Scolipede, so I used Combuskin. Celesteela is offensive, but the Flying MZ, Air Slash, because I don't like defensive Celesteela. It's really good, but I don't want to use it because I think that thing is just like complete trash, and I just don't like it. It's just really stally. It's not my style, So just a fun battle we're having. Of course, DD Gator, Stealth Rocks, Gliscor, Spinner, Choice Scarf, Excadrill. Yeah, fun battle. Let's just get into it. It should be fun. Hope y'all enjoy. Let's get started. So of course I am challenged by Pokemon Trainer Jimmeh, and guys, I only say that because I want to know where the battle starts, because I actually do a weird way of recording, but. Lead with Gliscor, just to get up rocks as he leads with Golisopod, so good lead with him for him. And he kind of tore through everything except Celesteela, so he really had no risk leading it. So I go right for Stealth Rocks because I want rocks up for my Celesteela or whoever's on a sweep, or Gator. I mean, both of them have just a good chance of sweeping, of course. So this Liquidation does a crap to my Gliscor. I am like a mixed defensive set. Well, I have a lot of defense mainly. I have a lot of speed too, just to be able to taunt, some Pokemon that might be annoying. I go for Quake. I don't have anything that can come in on this. My Celesteela is offensive, so that's why I don't break it in here. Even though it is offensive, he can probably tank, but I'm not going to do that. So he goes for the Liquidation once again, knocks me out. That might have been a Jet. No, that was Liquidation. So Gliscor goes down immediately. So there goes my sort of check to the Zygarde. But here I go to my Vikavolt. Shiny Vikavolt is the greatest of all time. I'm telling you that right now. So I make the safe play here. I go right for Thunderbolt because I don't want Zygarde coming in. I mean, I don't really care because I figured he might not even go into Zygarde because he can't risk me having HP Ice, and he can't OHKO me either. So it was a better thing to go into this thing, which I can tell after this Thunderbolt is really, really especially defensive. And I know he likes Bulky's Decidueye, and this is more than likely a pre-bank team, as you can tell by his Pokemon. So definitely was a pre-bank team, and he didn't really have much. I'm assuming at the time. So I go ahead and get out of here. I'm going to go on Combuskin. This is the only time I can probably get a Baton Pass to one of my Pokemon. So go right for Defog. That's annoying, but this is an opportunity I can give a Combuskin to perhaps get a Celesteela sweep going. So, or perhaps Baton Pass into my Vikavolt, because Vikavolt can probably take us on with a few boosts with Bug Buzz, I think, or HP Ice could do a good chunk too. But I'll stick in more of Celesteela because he has no resistance. I have Flamethrower for that, my gear now. So go for Fire Blitz here just to be able to knock out Decidueye. I don't want to go for Protect because I don't want to waste a turn of my speed boost, but I mean, I would just be able to protect anyway, so I thought it was a huge deal. But Flare Blitz actually does a good amount of damage. I'm actually running max attack, max speed, Jolly Nature with Flare Blitz, low kick, protect, and Baton Pass. So no sub or anything like that. I wanted it's a good Pokemon, I think. I mean, it's Combuskin, so it's not that great. So with my +1 speed, I'm going to go ahead and Baton Pass into my Celesteela because I know he can't touch me unless he has HP Fire, which I do carry on my Celesteela. I mean, my Crossbow, excuse me. Goes for Stealth Rocks, good play because of Combuskin, and my Vikavolt definitely going to hurt those a lot. So I make a dumb play here. I definitely should have Air Slashed once just to make him feel comfortable, but you know me, when I have a Z move, I just click it. So I went right for the Supersonic Sky Strike with my Air Slash. It is especially offensive. Never run a physical sweeper set, by the way. I mean, with this set, I probably could have ran Heavy Slam because I wasn't running. I mean, I do have a Totemize on it, but because I was relying more on Combuskin, I probably could have done physical. But that's besides the point. Go for a Supersonic Sky Strike. And of course, since Air Slash is a very weak, low base, very kind of relatively low base power move, it does not knock him out. So my Beast Boost is now not going to happen. So goes for Sidekick. It doesn't really do too much damage to me. Gets lefties back. I knew he's not going to sack this because he doesn't want me to get a Beast Boost up, because then he knows if I get one Beast Boost up, it might be the game. Like, no joke. So he goes into Magirna, which is a good play on his part. And I anticipate him to be Assault Vest. And of course, he misses the Air Slash, which really didn't matter too much. Although it didn't matter for me to know that maybe he was Assault Vest or not. So it would have been nice to know on that turn, but you know, I missed. So I go for a Totemize. I actually didn't remember I missed. I did not remember that miss. So, you know, that's a post-comp do for you. Goes for Volt Switch, and it does a crap ton of damage to me. So at this point, I thought he was Choice Specs, but he actually was Life Orb, as you can see there. I forgot he was Life Orb too. I don't even know what he was, but he goes for the Volt Switch into Fancy Owl, which really was kind of confusing to me, seeing that I can ball him completely. And he gets lefties back, and I can just go for the Air Slash. I was kind of afraid of Sucker Punch, but he probably wouldn't have it, especially with his bulky set. He probably had Defog, Roost, and like double stab, but get the Air Slash. Do get a flinch, unfortunately, but you know, it is what it is, right? Still making plays. So unfortunately for him, he can't just sack this to me because I get a Beast Boost. But he does stay in though. I go for Air Slash, and I do knock out the Fancy Owl, so I get my Beast Boost. But of course, he does have that Golisopod in the back with the Aqua Jet. He does have a Banded Extreme Speed with Zygarde, so my hopes were, not so up because he has 2 priority, and I'm in range of Banded Extreme Speed. I'm assuming it is Banded. That's usually what they run. I've seen Life Orb, but I've seen more Banded than anything else. So I just sacked Celesteela off here. Unfortunately, I had to, make it lose. But anyway, I lose to that, but that's fine. Here I go into my Vikavolt because I know he probably can't touch me, and I figured he was locked in the Choice Band Extreme Speed, so wouldn't do too much damage to me. So bring this in. I'm gonna click HP Ice immediately because I don't want to mess with this thing. It's kind of a threat. So I get HP Ice as he brings in the Crossbunch to sack it off, which is a fair play. He already got his rocks up. Doesn't really need it at my team on his team anymore. So does knock him out. Did I click HP Ice there? Did I click that? No, I click Volt Switch. Okay, I click Volt Switch. That makes more sense because I knew you switch out. So that was a ballsy play on my part, I guess. But let's go my Gator. Trying to set it up here. His main threat to it is out of the way with being that the Decidueye. But he goes Zygarde. I probably can't tank Banded Outrage, so I think I go for it here anyway because I wanted to. Yeah, I go for it here because I figured I couldn't set up on anything else, and I had nothing to switch into it. So I do tank on 2 HP. I go right for Ice Punch. I couldn't DD because there's really no point in DDing, so I go for Ice Punch and knock him out. My Gator tanked that on 2 HP after Rocks. That was really good. Gator is nice bulk, so goes into Passimian, and he shouldn't outspeed me. So, I mean, I knew he was probably Choice Scarf, though, because, I mean, that's probably the only set worth running. I think it's really slow. Goes for U-turn. Passimian's really bad, but it was fun to see it in battle, and I'm glad hope you guys think it's fun, too. Goes for U-turn. So at this point, I still have Excadrill at full. I have Combuskin still, which is capable of baton passing. And then I have my Vikavolt, which is very, very capable of putting into late game work. So go to my Excadrill, named after my deceased wiener dog, Brownie, rest in peace. So I go right for Earthquake here, not messing around with this thing because he can destroy my other 2 mons. So go for Earthquake, brings in his Golisopod. And this is where things start to change. This is where the battle definitely is settled in these next few turns. So having this thing left in Combuskin and Vikavolt, I just decided to go hard into my Combuskin to sack it off because I didn't need it anymore. So, I mean, it would have been nice, to be able to tank a shot, but it goes for Jet. And I actually do tank it somewhat, not nicely at all. I could 2-shot it easily, but I do have EVI on this thing, but I mean, it's Combuskin. What do you expect? So, goes for Double Jet, knocks me out. So I can't get my speed boost here, but I do stay out of range of his Aqua Jet from Vikavolt, and I'm running max speed Vikavolt with Modest Nature, so he definitely will not outspeed me on any planet. Even after Rock's Jet will not kill me. I do have Assault Vest, not that it matters in this situation. So I go right for the Thunderbolt, and he stayed in. He didn't go into Zygarde, which was clutch. So I definitely made a good play there. He definitely, it was a 50-50 really. It was really just a 50-50. It really just didn't. I mean, that's all it was. Because did I go for HP Ice or did I go for Thunderbolt? That's all it really came down to. So unfortunately, he got that wrong. And then here he goes to close combat, which was really, really interesting to me. So I guess he predicted me to go right into my extra drill, which didn't do anything for him. Actually, I think he just brought it in because he really didn't need it anymore. So I figured that was like a safe play for him because that way he can kill me with Magearna easily. So actually, I don't think that was a misplay at all. I think he just did that on purpose. But anyway, he goes for shift gear here, and we do find out he has shift gear. I mean, he had life orb, so it definitely wasn't assault vest, as we saw. Goes for shift gear, and I go for my thunderbolt, and I figured Extra was still faster because I was Jolly max speed choice scarf, while I figured he may have been modest, modest with max speed. So I wasn't really worried at all because I figured I was faster. So of course it's down to my Extra and his Magearna. So I figured I was faster, and he probably had Aura Sphere. So I mean, if he outspeeds me, I lose the game. If he doesn't, then obviously I win the game. So it all comes down to who is faster: Scarf, Extra, Jolly Nature, or potentially Modest Nature Magearna with ×2 speed. But as you can see here, his Magearna outspeeds and goes for Flare Cannon, which ultimately will seal the deal for me. Except Brownie lived on 7 HP. Holy Jesus, Brownie lived with +1 Flare Cannon from Magearna. And later on, he told me he had Shadow Ball over the Aura Sphere because his team struggled against Marowak, which was, he has a Passimian team, so definitely needed help. I mean, he had Zygarde and the Gliscopod, but I'm not gonna judge his whatever he has. I mean, Shadow Ball was definitely a necessity in pre-bank because of all the Marowak, so definitely wasn't a bad choice of a move. But I was actually shocked he outspeed me. Sped me there. I don't know the speed tier as of right now. I still don't know. I didn't search it up. I'm not sure if Timid would have been able to. I'm not sure if Modest would have been able to actually. Sorry guys, I talk too fast. I wasn't sure if Modest ×2 speed was going to be able to, or +2 speed was able to outspeed +1 Jolly Extra. That I don't know at the top of my head right now. It probably does. Timid, I know probably does. Modest, I wasn't too sure, so that's why I wasn't really worried. And not like I had any other play. I mean, it was already set up. It was just a matter of can I take a shot, and if he had Aura Sphere or not. So it was just a matter of move slot syndrome. So it wasn't really any bad plays. The only play we got right was a 50-50 against his Zygarde. So anyway, just a cool match. I would call this like mixed OU hybrid RU like crap stuff. Like this was just a fun battle we had on stream. So hope you all enjoyed, and I'll be back next time. Take care.